so when you're attacked by multiple assailants, it's a serious issue, it's quite dangerous, and your life literally could be at risk. So today we're going to go through 5 life-saving rules to survive a multiple assailant attack. In other words, if you're attacked by a group of people. We're going to go through control, we're going to go through movement, what to do, how to survive, and how to evade. Where you stand relative to the group. So one of the things I don't want to do is stand in the middle of the group. If I have a preference of being able to stand, i.e. that I'm actually got some control over my movement, what I want to do is pick one edge of the group, and that's what we call controlling position. So I control the position from being on one edge. The reason why I do that is because I'm closer to Gavin, bang, I can move, but I'm further away from Simon. So if I move on Gavin and Simon moves, he's much further away, and therefore it makes it a lot easier for me to move against the group. So first tip, or first rule rather, is control your position relative to everybody around you. Now, in controlling movement, what I mean is from this position, if the group sets upon me, bang, bang, wallop, I've got a position here straight away where I've actually got Simon quite far away, Harley in the middle, I've got one guy down, and I've got a clear exit route to move on this way. So I've actually started to move by controlling my position. Now that would have been very, very different if, however, I'd actually stood in the middle of the group and then just gone for them, because if they start punching, all of a sudden I've got a situation where I'm being encircled, and that's very, very difficult to deal with. So initial and the most important rule I want you to consider so far is control your movement. Go to one spot and then make a decisive decision to take control and look for an exit route. So the third rule of surviving a multiple assailant attack is recognizing the circle and line rule. Now it's a simple system that I've come up with, and the easiest way to describe it is a simple analogy is, if I'm, for example, facing 4 guys as I am, that means I've got obviously 8 punches potentially coming at me with 8 kicks. I've only got 2 pairs of arms. Now the line theory is quite simple. If, however, we've got a line, form a line in front of me quickly guys please, one person, another person, and another person, just like we're standing for a bus queue, okay? If I've only got 1 pair of arms rather, forget that gaff from earlier, I can hit and fight one, boom, 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 and move quite simply through one person, and then he moves out of the way, I can fight the next one guy, and then I can fight the next one. But this is the real world. That's never going to happen. So one of the things I don't want to happen is a circle around me. So this is a circle. The other one's a line. So when moving against a group, what I want to be able to do is create a line. Because what it does, it puts one person in front of the other person. Now realistically in the real world that will never happen. But if you guys move at me quite quickly, and I suddenly move here, stop. Okay, we've nearly got a line, we've almost got a T. Okay, but if I stay here and you move again, boom, boom, stop. I've got more or less a line here. I've got one person, one here. So it's really difficult. Yes, you could be throwing an overhand punch 1. Okay, you could be throwing over punch 2. But the thing is they've got to go over each other, and it gives me the opportunity to evade, escape and move. So the first one is recognise a straight line, try to create it. The third one is avoid a circle. The fourth rule, create anchors. Anchors give you good control, and what I mean by that is anchor yourself on the body, because when you're fighting multiple assailants, what you want to do is create the ability where you hide behind them. I don't want too much space between the person that's punching me and attacking me or the group, because what that does is it gives them space to use their punches. So ideally what I want to be able to do is to create an anchorage on them. And what I mean by an anchorage is I grab a solid part of the body so I can control, move and hide if necessary, boom, and stay behind. See, perfect line. But what I'm doing is I'm actually trying to make sure at the same time that I'm anchoring onto a person and using them as a barrier, okay, a person I can hide behind and I can move around. Okay, so rule number 5, And this has to be the most important rule of all of them. When you're faced with multiple assailants in the street, you have to evade to escape. And that's the whole point. It's very difficult realistically. It's not the movies. You can't go in there and fight everybody and knock everybody clean out. What you have to do is survive. Survive, look for the right opportunity to escape, to run, but do it in such a way that what you're not doing is giving your back and making yourself vulnerable to being stabbed or tripped over or being chased. So the whole point is to look for the opportunity. So we're using all the other rules of moving and evading. If my group are coming at me, what I'm trying to do is to hide, evade, and find the right time. And if you notice, what I'm doing is I'm hopping between one person, and I'm hopping between one person, and then I'm hopping over to the next person. I'm bouncing from one to the other to the other. And what that does is it gives me a little bit of time to look for the right time to escape. Because let's be real about this. You're not going to go in and kick this guy and hit that guy and hit that guy and everybody's going to fall over. That's the stuff in Hollywood films. In reality, you hit someone, they hit you back. And that's really got to be one of the final points that I'm going to finish on. If you're in a skirmish with a group of people, expect you're going to get hit, but your job is to escape. So to do that, you've got to evade, then escape. Okay, so to summarize everything we've gone through so far, the 5 rules that will make some difference in saving your life if you're in a multiple assailants is, first of all, control your position. Second, control your movement. Third, circle and line theory, which was quite important. Make sure you recognize the circle and the line. That gives you the opportunity to evade and hide. The fourth one, control with anchors. So get the right grips on the person. Make sure you're holding and at the same time you're close. And the last one has to be look for the opportunity to evade and escape. And that is key to everything. Just to summarize though, and this is one thing I want you to consider, you must make sure that you don't make silly mistakes such as kicking or lashing your legs out when you're actually moving. Because what that does is it allows someone to grab your leg and the whole group will pull you down and start punching and kicking you. The other thing is stay close. Stay close, cover up. Try not to get too much gap and space between you. And the last one has to be hide and seek. If you're hiding and seeking, you make sure that you're hiding, you're staying close, and you're hiding behind people. But realistically, expect to get hit. I'm Mark Phillips from the London Wing Chun Academy. I hope you got some information today.